It's a difficult show. I agree with that, and but that what makes it unique. I think it's a stunt bait show. It's a show which only colors have the format for it. It's not like any other dance show or a singing show where you can see it on every channel, and I think that's what makes it unique. At the same time, it's a difficult show because it's not like you're shooting in a studio. It's not like you're shooting every week. Once in a week you go and you shoot and you come back. You go there for 45, 50, 60 days and shoot in one go and come back. It's like a film. You in one season you do around 60 to 80 stunts, which audience doesn't realize. In 2 days you're showing them around 6 to 7 stunts, and it goes on for 3 months. So that many locations, and at the same time there are many unforeseen conditions which come in, especially for the unit, for the team, weather, permissions, a lot of other things. So keeping all that in mind, it's a difficult show, and I think at the same time that's what makes it unique.
It's been 10 years that you've been part of the show now. Can you tell us about the moment when you were first approached for Khatre Ke Khiladi, the very first time as a host? And did you see the international version of the previous seasons?
I had seen the show earlier, before they had approached me. Fear Factor was one of my favorite shows internationally, and so I used to love that show, obviously because it was action based. And then came a time when I think Akshay had done, and then Priyanka did, and then Akshay did it again, and then think after that they had given a break to the show for 2 3 years, I believe. And after that, they approached me. So I was like, it's a challenge because you're replacing stars, and I'm just a director. So the first season when I went to shoot, it was quite. I was anxious. All I could do is work hard, but at the same time, I was worried. To be very honest, like whether the audience will like me as a host or not. It's such a big show, and I'm really grateful to them that they loved it, and here I'm sitting after 10 years hosting the 10th season.
10th season and many more. I'm sure that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you remember the very first stunt that you did for Khatre Ke Khiladi? If you can tell us it.
It was a promo, I remember. It was my first promo which we shot, like going from a car, hanging into a chopper. So that was the first shoot I did for Khatro in Cape Town.
Okay. Would be easy cakewalk for you, can we say that?
Not see, no stunt is a cakewalk. It's all technique, and it's all that you need to have your presence of mind. You need to be very alert, because at the end of the day, risk is involved. So it's never easy. I can't say that it's, though you are trained to do all this, but it's never been easy. Yeah.
Vincent, they also in a way changed the grammar of action across all formats. Be it Khatre Ke Khiladi, what you bring to the table, then on OTT with Indian Police Force, and even on the big screen, the movies that you've done, Singham and Surya mentioned on the franchise movies that you've been part of, Zameen and others also, I'm counting in that. When you set out to make these movies, is that the idea that you want to offer something which has never been seen? Because today action is equal to violence, which is not the case in your movies.
Yeah, I think for me, more important is like how you give a high to the audience, how you make them clap, how you make them whistle when action happens or dialogues happen or treatment or a hero's entry happens. So that is more important for me. And then obviously you need to up your scale and you need to up your game, and because there's a lot of exposure now to the audience, so you need to be on that level. You can try, given the budgets we have, to be on that level.
Right. I remember speaking to you last time and you had said that action has evolved a lot today.
Yeah.
You have the budgets, as you mentioned, right now. Then you also have the use of technology that we can do.
Yeah.
How much do you believe that technology can help, or do you believe not to see that much help of technology and make it more real and rooted as it may seem?
No, it depends what kind of an action it is. If it is a hand-to-hand combat, I believe then CGI is not, for me at least, it's not. I try to keep it real. But other than that, all the stunts what we do, yes, CGI is very important now, and because it's safe,
Right.
it's easier, it's costlier also. But yeah, that's the new thing. That's the thing which everyone is doing, and you cannot be left behind.
That's true. and there's so much growing anticipation for the movies that you make, especially the one that is going to come out, Singham again. How do you look at that? The growing anticipation for the movie, given the fact that 2024 has not been so great for the Hindi movie industry. The exhibitors have been saying they're bleeding and they're waiting for a big movie like Singham again to come and probably things will change.
I think it's a big responsibility, and I hope when it comes, it makes everyone happy, like Suryavanshi when it came and it opened the theatres after COVID. So I hope this one also makes everyone happy. And if that is done, I think my job is done.
So what do you make of the audience today? In sense, like if you look at this year specifically, what do you make of the audience today?
I think it's a phase which comes every 5-6 years, where a year goes bad or 2 years goes bad, and then like we did have Pathan, we did have Jawan, we did have Gada, we did have Oh My God 2. So it's like the missing tile syndrome, which is not working. We just focus on that, but we are not looking at these films which have done so well, and Gadar for that matter. The kind of business they have done. It's not like 100 or 200. They have crossed 500 crore, 600 crore business. So we need to focus on that. We need to focus on the good part.
Right. Which came last year. All these movies came last year. This year, I mean.
It happens. You have some years, and we have faced this. It's not the first time that I am answering this kind of a question, that it's been a bad phase. It's always a cycle. After 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it happens.
Right. Yeah. When you make that announcement for the most awaited movie of the year, I mean, every new actor, was being announced after a few days, and then I'm not sure if you've seen that, but fans started saying that, this Singham again is like India's Avengers because it's having all the big actors, it's like a galaxy of stars.
I can't compare it with Avenger. They are too big. It's a cop universe, and obviously Ajay, Akshay, and Ranveer were there, and then obviously new characters we are introducing in this one, and Kareena was already there in Singham Returns, so it's Singham, so obviously she'll also be there, part of it. So yeah, I can't compare it with that, it's too big, but we are trying to work in our own world, and I think people, the way it's being shaping up, people will have jo unko chahiye mil jayega, I think. Yeah.
You think, sir, action is flavor of the season? Do you believe that this is the space that probably audience are really enjoying to watching it on the big screen?
I don't think. See, it depends from film to film,
okay.
And we become very soon, like in a few months of films not doing well or well, we come to a conclusion, which is not right, so just that only action will work now and comedy will not work now is not right. A film has to be taken individually, respective of the genre. Which film will work, which will not work, we don't know. That's the fact of life.
That's so true. So, taking the tagline of the show, Dar Ki Nahi Kahaniyan, you are a master of action and comedy genre. Will we see you dwelling into these new kahaniyas as a director for the big screen?
Not really, because the show is totally different from what films are, and films are totally different from what the show is. So you cannot compare them, or you cannot think, okay, now you're directing the show or you're doing this way. It's totally poles apart.
Right.
Yeah.
But you had said last time that Khatro Ke Khiladi, you said that it's like a movie only for you.
Yeah.
It has drama, it has action.
Exactly.
It has everything for you.
Exactly.
Okay. So now that the show is also about to come on air, what are you hoping from it?
I just hope that the kind of love we have got for last 10 years, and the kind of viewership we have got for last 10 years, I hope that continues, and our audience love this one also.